think what happens in a lot of like Christian households is we value the 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 beta need male so much, right? Like a good father, he's a good guy, he's a good guy, you got to be a good guy. And it's like you're talking about, like, instead of including the spectrum from -10, which is that dark side, to +10, you're just including from 0 to 10, and you're really like limiting who he is as a man, right? And you're not acknowledging from 0 to -10, and you end up resenting that person because, well, that's exactly what you asked for. That's exactly what you asked for. You asked for a great guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, and any signs of like bad boy signs, right? You don't want it. You don't want it. That's toxic masculinity. Well, then you're not going to be like also satisfied in that, you know, so to speak, union, because like you got to give me room to be and expend that energy that I'm naturally born with, right? And whether you know, whether women know this or not, it will come back on you subconsciously with a lot of benefit, right? Like you wow, like that is attractive. You know, it's kind of like yeah, you know, do you want a wife that's like a good mother and all that? 100%. But if she's just good mother, like you know, you're gonna have, like, you're gonna look outside. Now, you know, I'm talking about based on our faith communities, right? And other people might disagree, like whatever, polygamous, whatever. That's a whole different discussion that we're not having right now. But I'm talking in the context of Christian faith communities, right? Like not acknowledging that dark side of people, it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem. It's like, no, I mean, you know, it's a big discussion. This is like, you can talk about like certain things in the Bible.
The most uncomfortable conversation: Solomon and his 1,000 wives.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or
Or
Moses
like,
with his concubine, or is it Abraham with his concubine? Lot,
exactly.
him sleeping with his daughters. Like there's all these uncomfortable
like
conversations.
Exactly.
David
with Goliath, like hitting that dude, like killing that dude. Like,
but
I mean,
but Sheba, he killed his generals. So
I don't know.
Sleep
Maybe
with his husband.
exactly, in today's standard, like we're like, he killed that dude. That's mean. You know, I'm like, bro, like that's
So yeah.
That's a part of our nature.
It is,
you know, like sometimes it's like the least evil that you can do actually is that.
And so so this conversation really, so I guess if you want percentage, I guess lean more on the side of nature. And the reason why I say still nurture is because, like, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I'm not the alpha seed, right? But the thing is, understanding the marketplace, understanding the reality of how females' hypergamy is now unfettered and now they demand both. Knowing that reality, I have to now nurture the alpha seed, the the dark triad sides, and cultivate that side of attraction level, attraction sort of concept. Like, that's
but if it's just nature, I disagree with you. Like, I disagree with like the whole nature.
But that's what we just talked about. Like, it's in our genetics. It's like, because we talked about King Solomon, David, like the harams, like the harems, right? Like the most successful, the most alpha males in the men that brought civilization the last 10,000 years. They feasted on the notion of having unlimited access to sex. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's in our genetics. It's a natural sort of proclivity leaning in terms of, if men if men don't have moral, ethical, religious sort of like barometers, they're gonna access this.
Okay, so just to clarify, like, I think what you mean by nature, it's inside all of us. It's not like a preset measure.
No, not determinism. I'm not saying determinism. No. I'm not saying like no. It's not a.
So like, why are we having this podcast? You know
no. So yeah, exactly. It's like same thing. Hypergamy. Hypergamy isn't a straitjacket. I'm not saying all females is gonna dump you and then go fuck Drake. Like, no. Like, girls have sense of morals and filters. It's just the conversation is now what was there before, those barometers, those placeholders. Like, they're not there much to minimal to nothing, right?
I agree with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Also, I'm not so. Please don't get me like don't say. I'm not saying determinism in the sense like you are programmed, like you're like turned on.
This is. I wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
I assumed this is not what you meant, but I also wanted to
yes, sir.
to clarify. But
yes,
that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
But I think Benji brought up a really great point about, you know, him being honest about himself. Was like, oh, you know, my nurture or my nature, just what I was born with, is not leaning me towards alpha seed stuff. And I think that's a really important thing to do, because what I hear a lot online is, if you're a beta, you need to stop being beta. You need to blah blah blah. You need to. That's such a terrible advice, because basically everything we've been talking about is there's two sides to everybody, and both of those sides are important. So if you're naturally beta, just work on your alpha side of yourself. Work on your masculine energy side of yourself. It's just that balance that you have to strike in yourself. So it's like, but if you're the opposite, say you're just naturally like a douche, or you're like, you feel very straightforward with people, or you're probably leaning towards like some more alpha energy, masculine energy, and you need to come center yourself. Yeah, you need to come center yourself the other
Hang
direction.
out with some betas.
Hang out with some betas.
Exactly, dude. Hang out with some betas, man. You know, teach them some tricks, dude.
Hang out with the betas.
Yeah, man, you'll be doing a good deed to society.
But yeah, just like, it's a balance, everybody. If you're listening, it's a balance. Just because you're beta doesn't mean you're bad, doesn't mean you're wrong. Just because you're alpha doesn't mean that you're like the cream of the crop. It's a balance. It's a duality of yourself, and it's learning how to balance those things.